Hey guys, welcome into the channel. How are you doing? I am not on camera today because I'm getting ready because I have to start my day and I'm just getting up and I wanted to do an update on what's going on with Hurricane Erin, actually where it is right now, where it's headed, and how it's impacting. And there are systems that are behind it. So I hope that we are all preparing the best we possibly can. Prices are extremely high right now. I'm actually going to do a um, prep out of Lowe's Home Improvement, believe it or not, just to show you the best thing that you can get out of there that will be high up on your preps, and you should get it, and it doesn't cost a lot of money. Hey, welcome in, Simran. Hey, my Renaissance Grandma, how are you? Hey, Shatika, good to see you. Hey, Spook Dust, how are you today? So I changed my little, I got my little thing up here, my avatar, because I want my hair braided again, but I can't find anybody to do it. So, hey, Judy, how are you? How are you today? Okay, so let's get into it because I have to take my daughter somewhere, which you'll see later in a later video. Okay, so Hurricane Erin was beginning to move away from the North Carolina coast early Thursday after bringing tropical storm conditions to the state's Outer Banks. The National Hurricane Center in Miami said, as it cautioned people not to swim at most U.S. East Coast beaches due to life-threatening surf and rip currents. Erin isn't expected to make landfall, but it seems like it the way we were talking about it, right? In the U.S., but evacuation orders were issued for parts of the Outer Banks. When there is flooding, there is great risk of death. And what we don't want for people to do is die, says the governor, who declared a state of emergency, said during a briefing on Wednesday. He added, if you have not evacuated, make sure you batten down the hatches. What category Erin is? Erin's the first Atlantic hurricane in 2025 at a category 2 storm. As of Thursday, it exploded to a category 5 on Saturday before being downgraded, and its strength fluctuated in recent days. Okay, so let's go up here and look at some of this video, and then I'm gonna go over to TikTok and see some other videos.
Is under a state of emergency.
Turn the volume up.
North Carolina is under a state of emergency as Hurricane Erin gains size and strength. All along the East Coast, dangerous rip currents have prompted warnings to stay out of the water.
From CBS News headquarters in New York, this is the CBS Evening News.
Why is off tonight? Steam and could strengthen again into a major Category 3 hurricane by tomorrow night. While the storm is not expected to make landfall, forecasters expected to send large waves to the Outer Banks of North Carolina, where thousands have been forced to evacuate. Erin is a large storm, about 650 miles wide. That's twice the size of an average hurricane. And its tropical storm force winds extend for about 250 miles from the center. Erin is also expected to produce life-threatening rip currents from Florida to New England. From the Carolinas to the New York City area, some beaches have already been closed for swimming, though not everyone is heeding warnings to stay out of the water. The North Carolina coast is expected to bear the brunt of the storm, and meteorologist Rob Marciano is there again to lead us off this evening.
Wow, that is crazy. I love the beach. My husband does not. I love the beach, but I don't know if I could live that close to the beach because that inland flooding is serious, even during high tide, no storm.
Hey, John, well, as you mentioned, this storm is getting bigger. It's getting stronger, and it's getting closer now, just under 300 miles away, and it's generating some massive swells some of which are crashing into this shoreline here. This motel has been inundated with water. Some of these big waves have actually already done some damage, and this is getting across the highway as well. And if this is just a taste of what's to come tomorrow, the folks here don't want any part of it.
After more than 7 decades running the Outer Banks Motel in Buxton, Carol Dillon knows a thing or two about storms.
I won't say I'm used to it, and I'm not saying I'm not worried, but you know, at my age, you take what comes.
The 96-year-old says one thing she still worries about.
Amazing. Wow, amazing.
Whether Hurricane Erin will chip away at the shoreline where her business sits.
This is our livelihood. I mean, we could lose those 2 buildings that's in the water right now. I'm hoping that we won't. I do a lot of praying.
The strong Category 2 hurricane is churning in the Atlantic. Has not made landfall, but it's creating giant swells that will send waves up to 20 feet high, crashing onto communities like this one. A state of emergency is in effect for North Carolina, where today Governor Josh Stein said state agencies are positioning resources in preparation.
We are anticipating coastal flooding from massive waves, tropical storm force winds, and tidal and storm surge.
All of this sand was pushed onto this road. They brought out the wheel loaders and bulldozers to try to push it back onto the beach.
Beaches are also closed to swimmers across the state today. More than 20 towns up and down the coast are at high risk of life-threatening rip currents.
Your entire livelihood is centered around tourism.
Correctly.
And this week they just ripped that right out from you.
They all had to go, yeah.
And business owner Jeffrey Hensner told us his shop is normally filled with tourists, but today we found it empty.
For us to have nothing to do in mid-August is just doesn't seem right.
Yeah, it's frustrating. It's unfortunate, but these business owners, they say, you know, that's just part of the deal of doing business here. This motel has been around for 7 generations, and Ms. Dillon's worried that parts of those units closest to the beach will slough off into the ocean. With these size of these waves only expected to get bigger, that may very well happen. The worst of this, John, is coming here in the next 24 hours.
Rob Marciano from the edges.
So that's crazy. Are they going to talk about New Jersey? Because I think that's where it's headed.
Winds are blowing 110 miles per hour. Now, it could possibly be a Cat 3 as it approaches offshore the Outer Banks, with its closest pass being about 200 miles offshore, but now it's a Cat 3 again, strengthening a little bit, putting big waves on the shore. Yesterday, we had talked about how the storm was weakening a bit, right? And as it weakens, it spreads out. Well, consequently, you have this huge storm right now. From top to bottom, I'm talking cloud cover, about 900 miles. So it fills up the entire ocean. Look at this. Here we go. Over the Outer Banks, this little area here. You can zoom in tight here, shaded in red around the Outer Banks. That area where my foot is a tropical storm warning for the Outer Banks. Walk across the Atlantic Ocean with me all the way to Bermuda. This is a 650-mile walk I'm taking. Bermuda is also under a tropical storm watch, with the same storm filling up the entire area. One quick note I want to talk about tomorrow for coastal flooding, because it is a big concern. Here's the deal. From Nantucket all the way down to St. Augustine, some coastal flooding, but because of the positioning tomorrow morning, a lot of the flow of the air will be offshore. Watch out for the back bays and inlets. I think they may be prone to some added flooding tomorrow as well. It's all yours.
Okay, let's go over to TikTok. Make sure it's showing.
It's nearing the east coast of the United States as a powerful Category 2 hurricane. I'm First Alert meteorologist Riley Winch, and let's track where this storm is going and find out what impacts it will bring to the United States. Tropical storm warnings are now up from Surf City, North Carolina, up near Point Pleasant, New Jersey. Now, most of these alerts are offshore, but winds will still be gusty, especially if you're at the beach heading into the end of the week. Now, you may be wondering why tropical storm warnings are up when the storm is turning out to sea. Well, look at the wind field of this hurricane. Hurricane force winds extend 90 miles outwards from the center of the storm. Tropical storm force winds 265 miles. Now, some
I have to block that song out. That is just crazy. I wonder if insurance companies are still canceling policies like they were during Hurricane Helene.
Oh my God!
Welcome back to Fox Weather Now. This is giving you a look at Buxton, North Carolina this afternoon. That's located on Hatteras Island on the Outer Banks. The tropical storm warning there remains in effect. Fox Weather's
This was an hour ago, sorry.
exclusive storm tracker. That's Mark Suddeth sharing our viewers this camera. Tropical storm conditions possible there. Windy with rain showers. Winds could be up around 25, 35 miles per hour. We're watching those conditions as crews are out trying to get Highway 12 in as good a shape as can be. So let's learn more about that. Let's bring in Tim Haas. He's the North Carolina Department of Transportation Communications Officer. Thanks for being here with us on Fox Weather. What's the situation there right now? I know this was a big challenge getting everybody off the island.
Yes, well, we have Dare County and Hyde County both put on mandatory evacuation orders for both residents and visitors. And we have been doing that evacuation process for a couple of days now. On Ocracoke Island, we've been able to move about 2,300 people off of that island over the last 2 days through our ferry system. And that's great to know that people heeded those warnings. And Hatteras Island is also getting evacuated. And we have got Highway 12 in about the best condition we actually can before this storm hits.
Can you speak to the vulnerability of this area? Because it's what you just described. You're doing everything you can, and now we just have to watch how this all plays out. Thank goodness it's not making a direct landfall there, but the impacts are still expected to be considerable.
Oh, absolutely. Highway 12, for anyone who's been on it, is literally yards from the ocean. And while we have those protective sand dunes and we have sandbags under those sand dunes, when you have a storm of this size and this magnitude pushing this much water from the ocean, it just depends on how much water we get. It could easily overtop those dunes and cut off that road and cut off Hatteras Island from the rest of the mainland.
So how does it work? I would have to think there's going to be a bit of a rush eventually. You told us how well the evacuation efforts went, but everybody, it's right at the end of summer. It's a beautiful part of the country. It's why everyone is there, either living there or having the opportunity to visit. Do you have any idea what the job may look like to get folks back on the island to reopen some of these thoroughfares?
Well, there's two possible scenarios. In the best case scenario, it gets covered with a little sand and a little water, and we're able to clear that out in a matter of hours or even a matter of days. The worst case scenario is if that ocean water gets under the pavement and breaks the pavement, then we have to repair the road, and that could be a longer type of closure if we have to do that. We're hoping not to, and that's why we are building up those sand dunes as best we can, but that's a possibility we have to think about.
It's hearing you talk about this, and it's a function of the geography of the place. It literally sticks out into the Atlantic. So you guys are constantly dealing with weather impacts. How much of, you would even mention this.
First hurricane in the fall and winter, nor'easters. So they really do have this down to a science, and they are the best at what they do.
The urgent situation up and down the East Coast as Hurricane Erin closes in. Waves as high as 20 feet are expected from North Carolina to New England. Many beaches are closed and ferry services suspended. In North Carolina, the high swells flowing over this dune, flooding the main road running along the Outer Banks. A portion of Highway 12 is shut down. North Carolina's governor has ordered swift water rescue teams into position, as well as National Guard troops. And take a look at the powerful storm. Wind gusts are near 50 miles an hour. A direct hit on the U.S. is not expected.
Can you imagine if it was?
After a week of waiting and watching, the winds now of Hurricane Erin have finally reached the East Coast, and the waves that have been pounding this shoreline all week long have only gotten more ferocious here in Kitty Hawk. We're talking about 12 to 15 footers.
This is 26 minutes ago.
And the surf here, you can see this. This is rare. For the run-up of this surf to go all the way to the sand dunes in this part of the Outer Banks is extremely rare. So this has been ongoing all week long. This surf pounding this coastline. And even though it's not going to be a direct hit, anxiety levels and the impacts will be at their highest today as Hurricane Erin makes its closest approach to the U.S.
An onslaught of waves slamming the eastern seaboard. In North Carolina, boarded up seaside homes under attack. The many roads inundated and cars swamped. A state of emergency is in effect. Governor Josh Stein says response teams are ready.
We have already pre-positioned 3 swiftwater rescue teams and 200 National Guard troops to various locations on the coast.
Hundreds of beaches dotting the Atlantic Ocean from Florida to New York are closed as officials warn the dangerous rip currents can pull even the strongest swimmers out to sea. Tourists and residents have been evacuated in many parts of the Outer Banks.
I have a 3-story house, so if it got that high, I'd definitely be dead.
But 96-year-old Carol Dillon has never fled from a storm and is staying behind again.
A lot of storms, a lot of damage. I've seen the water in this building up to the window.
Dillon has owned the Outer Banks Motel for 7 decades, and she's been fighting against the eroding shoreline from day one.
So you've been on the retreat for decades now.
Since 1955.
But now her buildings are up against the national park and cannot be rebuilt any farther back if Hurricane Erin wipes it out.
We could wash away completely.
So what does a motel like this do to protect itself when it's slowly slipping into the ocean?
Okay, so we've seen her.
The latest information coming in from the National Hurricane Center, the latest advisory coming in just moments ago, Bain. We are still at a Category 2. Winds compared to 24 hours ago, up about 5 miles, 105 miles per hour. Now notice, this is big, and it's another reason we've been watching and saying, forecast coming to fruition, the storm.
After a week of waiting and watching, the winds now of Hurricane Erin have...
Hold on 1 second. I was looking for something. My mouse don't want to work. Okay, here we go. Okay, let's go see what some of these. Hopefully I can find the videos where what the grocery stores look like during this time. But some of the videos I'm seeing, it's not popping up.
Well, here we are in Avon. So we stopped at the Food Lion in Avon because we ran out of seltzer water and we needed to get some lunch meat. So we had something to eat on the way back. Traffic has been okay, but we're still at the bottom of OBX. So how was the grocery store, Johnny?
Long lines, and I forgot the ice.
Oh, come on. Was there any milk or bread left?
Yes, there's milk and bread.
Well, here we are in Avon. Hurricane Erin update. Hurricane.
Hey, y'all. 3rd time here. I talk too much and I talk too slow. I've learned that.
Well, as you mentioned, this storm.
The grocery store is where they're located at. Black Mountain, the grocery store and the distribution warehouse. That's 835,000 square foot cold warehouse facility that distributes food. You know what they doing with it? Nothing. They're letting it all rot.
Fell through, but not a big deal. But there were people that lost
lost their homes, their lives, and everything right down here. Black Mountain, pretty much okay. It's a little higher. Old Fort is gone. Lake Laura gone. East Asheville, years and years and years before it's the same. So everything you're seeing is true. Everybody in my cove here are just a bunch of good old boys.
That was like
This morning, Hurricane Erin closing in. Experts predicting storm surge of up to 4 feet in some areas. Water already surrounding homes and flowing down streets along the East Coast. Officials urging residents to take the storm seriously.
This is no time to be complacent.
Vicious waves and high tides forcing beach closures in New York and New Jersey. Double red flag warnings from Maryland to North Carolina.
They're kicking us out today, so we might have a place to stay at night.
Mandatory evacuations in effect for the Outer Banks, where Erin's surge could leave residents and visitors stranded.
We don't have a very wide beach, and that means we're going to have tremendous amount of ocean overwash. It'll close the roads down there. It'll mean we can't respond to calls.
Air Force hurricane hunters tracking Erin, throwing ocean buoys out of a C-130 to gather data. The massive system expanding, now more than 600 miles across.
Right now, some of these swells between 5 to 7 feet, but later today and into tomorrow could be up to 20 feet. So between that high surf and high tides, the major concerns, coastal erosion and coastal flooding. The time to evacuate quickly running out. George?
Okay, Victor, thanks. As Michael said, beaches being shut down here in New York. Stephanie Ramos is at Rockaway Beach. Good morning, Stephanie.
George, good morning. All city beaches in New York will be closed today and tomorrow, with Hurricane Erin sending dangerous waves and rip currents. And even standing out here in the last 15-20 minutes, the wind has really kicked up. Now, people will be able to walk along the sand, but the water is off limits. Lifeguards will not be on duty. New York City's Mayor Adams says closing beaches is about saving lives. The waves are expected to reach as high as 13 feet. In New Jersey, red flags are already up along the Jersey shore, signaling the water is unsafe. Now, this comes after deadly rip current incidents in both New York and New Jersey in recent weeks. And New Jersey's Governor Murphy had this warning: don't go in the water. Officials say enforcement teams will be at these beaches to make sure everyone is following those rules. Mary.
This morning, Hurricane Erin closing in. Experts predicting storm surge of up to
stop. So we already know people are going to do what they're going to do. They're not going to listen to any of that. And unfortunately, it may not turn out well for them. So thank y'all for coming in. I appreciate it. I can hear my daughter stirring around, so I need to go ahead and get myself together. But let me just say hey to some of y'all that I didn't speak to yet because I didn't see you come in. Hey, Sherry, how are you doing? Morning, Tracy. Coach Mays, how are you? Yolanda, good to see you. Hey, Lydia. Lissy Cub, how are you? Edward Hollner's in here. Hey, Alma. So let's go ahead and get ourselves prepared for the future storms that are coming, because I'm pretty sure there's going to be some out there that are going to hit the U.S. and not from a distance going to hit land. Hey, Andrea, how are you? Morning, Martin. And thank you so much for, those articles and stuff that you be sending me. I can't get to all of them, but the one, you know, the ones that I've gotten to, and I thank you, appreciate you for it. So y'all take care. I have a video coming out at 11. I have a premiere. Well, it's set for a premiere at 5 as well. I don't know if I'm gonna keep it as a premiere of my encounter with the police and what I thought about it. So y'all definitely stay safe. Keep your head on a swivel. So much is happening, not just with the weather, but so much is happening out here in the US. So be safe, okay? And I'll see you guys in the next video. If you haven't hit the like, please hit the like and share this video out. Leave comments when the video is done, even if it's just a heart, it'll help the video. And in all of my videos, feel free to share them out with your family and your friends and on social media, wherever you choose to share it. Bye, y'all. Thanks again.